That's one of the reasons I wanted to make this video, is because I just wanted to get it off my chest. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I want to go over some of my goals for the new year, as well as some venting that I need to do. So let's get right into this, guys. First, I want to thank all of my very much appreciated Patreon members. You guys mean the world to me, and I hope you're enjoying all of my content over there. If you guys want to get to know me better, you should definitely check out my Patreon. I have tons of members over there that I talk to on a regular basis, and I post exclusive content that is nowhere else on the internet. So if you guys want to get to know me better, definitely check out my Patreon. Okay guys, so I didn't really want to open up about this, but it's pretty personal and I kind of just want to get it off of my chest. Now, if you don't know, I wasn't able to go back to the East Coast and spend Christmas with my family this year. There were just some unforeseen challenges that happened, and just things didn't add up, things didn't work out, and I spent this Christmas alone. This was actually the first Christmas that I've spent alone, and honestly, it didn't hurt my feelings or anything like that, because I know that if I really wanted to be with my family, I could have spent $1,500 on a plane ticket and been with them. But I chose to stay home because I didn't want to travel, and I just wanted to take it easy for Christmas. So I picked my mom up from the airport a couple days ago, and she had just spent a week on the East Coast with my family. I was just curious how it went because she really hadn't mentioned anything about it on the way home from the airport. And I didn't hear anything from her for the next day, and then I called her the day after that, and I was just curious about how it went and how the family's doing, and if they brought up my name or if they asked questions about me. So at this point, she started down an unusual path. So her tone started to change into kind of a negative tone, and she started explaining how her sisters were planning to have an intervention for her because of me and my career and lifestyle choices. When she told me that, I immediately felt defensive. I immediately felt embarrassed, and I almost felt like I wanted to stand up for her in that moment, and I wish that I would have been there to stand up for her. But I know my mom because I grew up with her, and I know that she likes to embellish things sometimes, so I just wanted to listen to what she was saying on the phone, and she was explaining how some of my cousins brought me up and brought up certain pictures of myself that I was posting on Snapchat and Instagram. The pictures that my cousins were talking about were pictures of me in a swimsuit or a Speedo or a new pair of underwear that I just got. It was usually shirtless pictures. So that really caught me off guard. And it made me feel offended because I never want to make my family members feel embarrassed for my decisions and the things that I choose to post on my social media. And for them to bring that up at an intimate time like Christmas time, just to kind of make my mom feel embarrassed or bad about her son and how her son's living, it's so demonic to me almost, because I haven't had any issues with any of my dad's side of the family, mainly because I don't really see them too often. I don't really keep in contact with them too much, but I also don't keep in contact with my mom's side of the family too much either. I just see them post more on social media, and I'm assuming that they see my posts more on social media. I hope this isn't too confusing, but basically, I have had multiple issues with my mom's side of the family compared to my dad's side of the family. I just have no idea why my career and the way that I make money directly offends certain family members of mine. If you guys remember, a couple years ago, I made a video about an aunt that sent a number of text messages to me saying that I wasn't a part of the family and I was an embarrassment and just the worst stuff that you guys could even imagine. So I'll attach this video down in the description so you can check that out if you're interested. This aunt has actually since passed away, and for some reason I went to her funeral. I felt so wrong being at her funeral because I felt like she still had hate for me even in the afterlife, if you will. Like, I felt her hate on me the entire time at her funeral. She never apologized to me, nothing. And she's caused issues on my mom's side of the family since I can remember, since I was a toddler. She's made my mom cry. I guess I'm making this video to ask you guys for your advice or maybe your feedback if you've struggled with something like this in the past. Because yeah, like I would have loved to have been with my family, but after hearing this from my mom, it's like, why would I want to put myself in a situation like that? Why would I want to be uncomfortable around people that I grew up with that now disagree with my lifestyle and my choices and are willing to embarrass my mother on Christmas Day just to make themselves feel better? And that's the thing with my mom's side of the family. Like, they point fingers, they'll throw rocks and hide their hands. They're those types of people, and it's just heartbreaking because I love my family. I love my dad's family, I love my mom's family. But once again, I've never had any of these issues with my dad's family, and this is not the first time I've had an issue like this with my mom's side of the family. So I feel like I'm talking in circles at this point, but overall, I just think that I'm gonna keep living my life and I'm gonna keep surrounding myself around people that I wanna be surrounded by and listening to my intuition. Because guys, something inside told me, don't do that, you know, something's gonna go down if you do that, if I were to go and spend Christmas with her family. Sometimes when I have feelings like that, I don't pay attention to them too much, but they stay in the back of my head and they kind of dictate my decisions in life subconsciously. And I think that's what happened with this, and I'm grateful that I didn't go because I do have a temper, and if something like that were to happen on Christmas Day at my aunt's house, I definitely would have felt like I was put on the spot and I would have got defensive and just wouldn't have been good. So I'm glad that I wasn't there. But I just wish that people would mind their own business, even family members, and look within and look at their own issues and see how their own issues are making them project onto others. I'm gonna keep doing me, and I just wanna know what you guys think about that, because I was wondering why she didn't say anything about her Christmas time on the East Coast. Usually she would just share everything with me and pictures and this and that and, oh, so-and-so did this, but it was none of that until I asked. Alright guys, well, let's move off of that subject and move to something a little bit more positive, and that is my goals for 2022. So, what are your guys' goals? Do you have some big goals? I know some people say they don't do New Year's resolutions because they'd rather just start achieving their goals now rather than procrastinating, if you will. But I like to set a couple goals for myself at the beginning of each new year just because it gives me something to work towards and to push myself for. So my first goal in 2022 is to be more punctual. Ever since I can remember, I've struggled with being on time to things, and it really helped a lot when I moved out of my hometown and came to Arizona and moved into the dorms for college. And it was all my responsibility to get to class on time and to appointments and, you know, events and stuff like that. So it kind of improved once I got out of high school, but I still struggle a lot with being on time to things. And I know it does not make me look good and it annoys people. And it's just something that I want to change because as a hardworking and inspired and motivated man, I need to be punctual to absolutely everything. So I've already started doing it. I've started making a schedule for every day of what I'm gonna do. I make time frames of when I want to complete certain objectives, and if I don't complete those objectives on time, then I discipline myself. And that'll bring us right into the next goal. Self-discipline. I have pretty good self-discipline, I must say, but I want to bring it to like the 10th power in 2022. I really want to push myself. I really want to push my limits because I know that I can achieve anything that I want in this world because I've already proved it to myself time and time again. So instead of letting things like what happened over Christmas get to me and affect me, because I'm not gonna lie, they did affect me. have been hurting my feelings, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to make this video, is because I just wanted to get it off my chest. Because once I talk about it, it's like, bam, it's gone. You know, I dealt with it, whatever. So self-discipline to me means not being lazy, not being in your comfort zone, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone constantly, being efficient, and getting things done. That's what self-discipline means to me. My third and final goal of 2022 is to get bigger arms. My arms, guys, they're not tiny. Like, they're not tiny, but they're not where I want them to be. So I lift and I work out a lot, but I think the one thing that's been holding me back a lot from gaining muscle mass on my arms, at least, is the amount of cardio that I do. I just love the feeling of going to the gym, spending 10-15 minutes on the elliptical or the treadmill just to get your blood flowing, and then that's when I'll move to like legs or arms or whatever I'm doing that day. So I'm gonna change the method of how I work out, and I'm gonna start doing 5 to 10 minutes of cardio instead of 15 to 20 minutes. And I've been eating more too. I've been eating like 6 meals a day, and it's honestly not bad at all. I feel more energy. I don't feel like the midday drowsiness that I would always get. So I think once I start, putting more fuel into my body and spending less time on the treadmill, these arms are gonna be where I want them in no time. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too dramatic, but I'm glad that I got that mess off my chest, and I look forward to hearing some of your guys' input and feedback on this video. So have a great New Year's Eve, guys. Happy 2022. It's gonna be an amazing year, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.